You are alone and you need to improve your English speaking. I understand your situation, so stay with me until the end because this lesson will show you a practical exercise, more specifically a 15-minute practice that you should be doing daily, especially if you are alone, if you want to improve your English speaking. If you don't know me very well, hello, I am Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because every week there are lessons like this one to help you on your journey to fluency. But let's go, my friends. Here on my channel, I help you students at an intermediate level. And I get it. You are alone and you need to improve your English speaking. And to get out of the stuck zone or simply to advance your English level, speaking needs to be part of your life as a student if you are alone. Okay, so this is something that I need you to think about because oftentimes the students at an intermediate level, when they reach the intermediate level, they think, oh no, there's nothing I can do. I am alone. So I will just read a few books and websites. I'll just listen a little more, but there's nothing I can do. So I want you to show you a different way to tackle this situation, even if you are alone. Maybe you don't know my story, but when I started, I did not have anyone to practice with. And every day when I was, at a basic level and going on my journey in 6 months, I went from 0 to speaking, okay? So I understand the feeling of not having anyone, but you cannot let that stop you, especially if you are at an intermediate level. You gotta keep going, okay? This is something that I teach my students from my academy. In my academy, my babies, I call them babies, baby sardine in the area, they follow a program, they follow a method, and speaking is part of every activity they do inside the academy. They have to do speaking exercises even if they are alone. We also have live group lessons to help so that I can give them speaking strategies that they can include in their solo speaking practice. So what I teach my students, sometimes I come here and I share, some strategies as well. But let's go. Warning. Attention. This is important. This 15-minute practice recommendation does not mean you will only study for 15 minutes a day. You will have to work on all the other skills. So here is a speaking exercise routine. I'm not saying that you're going to study for 15 minutes a day. That is not realistic, okay? So no, you will have to do the other exercises you're supposed to do. If you don't know what to do, check out my channel. I have many lessons here that will help you understand what else to include. But it's not only 15 minutes a day. Only for speaking? Okay, but not all your practice, all right? Keep that in mind. Now, number 1. You will have to use Google in your favor, okay? That is part of the suggestions that I'm going to share. But pay attention to the screenshot that I am sharing here. Your first step when going to Google, it will be pick a subject. Technology. Here I picked social media. Social media, gardening, flowers, relationships, talking to people at work. What is the subject? And when I say subject, it means conversation subject, okay? It has to be something for you to talk about. Fashion, okay? Then you're going to type on Google, follow this instruction. Conversation about fashion. No problems. Conversation about fashion. Questions in English. That's all you have to type, okay? Conversation about technology. Conversation about social media. Questions in English, okay? And if you paid attention here, I put conversation about social media questions. You can also put questions in English, okay? If you don't, no problems. Google will understand. But to be sure, I always type conversation about the subject and then questions in English, okay? Then you're going to pick 5 to 10 questions. You don't need to pick many questions because you should be doing this every day. Oh, but Priscilla, I do not study every day. No problems. How often do you study? Do you study 3 times a week? Therefore, you should do this 3 times a week. Oh, Priscilla, I study twice a week. Okay, so you should do this twice a week. Priscilla, I study 5 times a week. Very nice. You should do this 5 times a week. You decide. Understand how often you study and include this 15-minute practice, okay? And because it should be 15 minutes, Don't pick too many questions because Google is very generous. It'll give you lots and lots and lots of questions. You don't need many because you're going to talk about this again in the future. You're going to keep practicing, okay? So pick 5 to 10 questions. This is the first step, the first thing you're going to do in your 15-minute practice, okay? Then moving on. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to use the website dictation.io/speech, okay? You're going to use this website to transcribe what you speak real time. As you answer the questions, this website will type your answer. Now, how does this work? I really like using this website. It is really good. I have used this many times to practice my English. To practice my speaking. But not only speaking, I like using this website to practice my speaking and to practice my pronunciation. So when I am practicing, let's say I'm practicing the T8 sound, I use this website. Let's say I'm practicing the different vowel sounds. I use this website. It is a wonderful website. Okay, wonderful website. But I don't recommend speaking too quickly. I will explain, okay? And what are you going to do? You're going to pick a question because that was the first step, the first thing you had to do. Oh, conversation about social media. Let me increase the size here on my file so that I can see what the first question is. Why do brands use social media? This is one of the questions, okay? So I will pick this question. Why do brands, companies, brands in general, shoe brands, perfume brands, why do they use social media? Why do you think? So then I will open this website and I will speak. You need a microphone, okay? You can open on the phone. It works on the phone. I prefer opening it on the computer, but it works on the phone. I have tested, okay? And you're going to record yourself. Oh, why do brands use social media? Well, it is a cheaper way to advertise. Nowadays, most generations are on social media. They are on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Therefore, it is wise to advertise on social media because potential buyers are constantly on social media. So as I am speaking, not right now because I'm not using the platform right now, as you are speaking, the platform will be typing your answer, which is important, especially if you study alone, okay? So you should do this exercise. So number 1, find the conversation subject, find 5 to 10 questions. Then we go to step number 2, use dictation.io, and then you're going to speak your answer. And this website should transcribe what you're saying real time, okay? And then we move on to number 3. But before that, come on, be part of the family. Subscribe to the channel. And if you are already subscribed, then you can help me. You can share this lesson with a friend. The more people find this lesson, the better. Because I know these exercises will help students who are alone. There are many people alone in this world, and we gotta help one another, okay? So I know these strategies can help many people who study English alone and need ideas, need inspiration to be able to practice their English speaking and improve on the journey, okay? And if you're interested, I have an amazing study plan cycle that will definitely help students who study alone and need to focus, need to know how to use the internet in their favor. But now, let's go. Number 3, use Grammarly. Now, Grammarly is not free, but you can use a free version, okay? You have the premium version and you have the free version. Nowadays I have the premium version, okay? But I used the free version for many years, okay? Many years. So I recommend it because I really like it. Is it perfect? Will Grammarly correct everything you write? Even the premium, guys. I have the premium now. It doesn't correct 100%, okay? But it's good. Even the free version, it is very good. So after you answer one question, you will copy that question and paste here. You can do this with all the questions. You can do this with 1 or 2 questions. You will have to make that decision because it is a 15-minute practice. So maybe you can answer 5 questions, but you pick only 1 or only 2 and you use Grammarly, okay? So you're going to paste your answers on Grammarly and you will get some corrections, not all. Some suggestions, not all. But for people who study alone, this is good, okay? It'll give you some suggestions, maybe change some words. It'll tell you where it is a little confusing. It'll tell you that there's something wrong and you need to work on it. It'll not give you all the feedback you would like, but it'll do quite a lot, okay? It'll be very helpful. So I recommend you guys check it out. And as I said, it's not totally free, but it is good, okay? I know it'll help you because I use everything I recommend here. You know, everything I recommend is something that everything I recommend is something I use, okay? I use everything I recommend, okay? And I have used Grammarly for a very long time, okay? I don't know if it's for 10 years because I don't know if it's been available that long, but it's been a long time. So I recommend you check it out as well. Now, there are important observations about the steps that I recommended. I gave you 3 suggestions. There are things you need to pay attention when using the ideas that I shared just now. First, one moment. After answering the questions, okay, you will check the written content. That's why I told you before, because it's only 15 minutes, if you answer 15 questions, it'll be too much time, okay? So choose maybe from the 5 questions you answered, maybe choose 2 or 3, and you will paste the content that you answered on Grammarly, okay? You should check the written content because when we speak and when we write, we use different parts of the brain. And when we write, we make fewer mistakes compared to when we speak. This happens to everybody, not just to you, silly goose, okay? So it's a good idea to review what you wrote and pay attention to the mistakes and make some corrections. It is possible. You will not correct everything. It's not the intention. But this is just to help you raise your awareness, your focus on what you're saying. So it's important to check the written content and you will paste on Grammarly. You will see it, okay? So in case you do not have time to do this on the same day, do this on another day, okay? Because this is not speaking anymore. This is written work. This is grammar work, vocabulary work maybe. And another thing you need to consider, as you record yourself, speak more slowly. This is practice. So if you, even I, okay, when I use this website, if I speak too fast, they don't understand everything. They skip, okay? They skip parts. So I recommend you speak more slowly. Oh, why do brands use social media? And I recommend you read the question and then answer the question so that you know what you wrote, what you answered. Oh, brands use social media for many reasons. I believe there are many potential buyers on social media. That's why brands are all over social media, because they want to advertise, and not only advertise, they also want to raise brand awareness. They want people to know more about them. And the best place for brands to do that nowadays is on social media, on social platforms. So speak more slowly when recording yourself on that website, because if you speak too quickly, it's not a pronunciation problem. If you speak too quickly, they will cut some words, they will skip some words. So speak more slowly, okay? And don't answer one question for too long. Answer each question for 1 minute, maybe 2, but no more than that. This doesn't have to be a long speaking exercise, okay? You're not going to be speaking for 5-10 minutes for one question, guys. Come on. No. Imagine a conversation in real life. You don't talk for 10 minutes without interruption. You talk for a few seconds, then someone says something, then it gets back to you, then you say something, then the other person says something. So keep your answers short, 1 minute to 2 minutes at most, because you have other answers, other questions to answer. So don't complicate this practice. Remember, you are alone. Don't complicate your life as someone who studies alone. Okay? So these are important recommendations, but there are more. This is not a writing and reading exercise. Don't write your answer and then read it. That's not the goal of this practice. Many people will come here, oh, but I like reading. Me too. Reading is a wonderful exercise, but it's a reading exercise. And when you read aloud, depending on what you do, you are working on pronunciation and intonation. But it's not a speaking exercise. You can keep reading, no problems, but it's not a speaking exercise, and this video aims at giving speaking recommendations. So when you do this exercise, do not write and then read. Oh, let me read my answers. That's not the goal, okay? Now, you can, pay attention, you can write your answer to practice, but when it's time to speak, adios, paper. Adios, notes. No more. Goodbye. Okay? Then you only speak. This is a good practice, okay? You write your answers and then you record yourself speaking. This would be more efficient, okay? Now, what you gotta do, you gotta share the news. Share this video with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.